Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Derek Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about that 3.3 trillion the Treasury's going to borrow. How much money are you getting of this stimulus package money? That 1,200 good enough for you? Or maybe you didn't get the 1,200. Is the 1,000 per employee good enough for you? Or maybe you didn't get any part of that 1,000. But some companies did that are a lot larger than you, and they're publicly traded. We're going to talk about this. But first off, Tifosi Optics. Check. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. Welcome. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about that 3.3 trillion and what you can do, because this is all about Stop Struggling Now. But we have to understand what the playground is, what the playing field is all about. If you don't understand the playing field, you can't prepare the proper plan. In other words, I hate to minimize any wars, any deaths from veterans or anything like that, but actually there is a middle class, lower class, upper class war going on, a silent war that you don't understand. And if you haven't understood by now, let me explain further. And welcome. You can see we're at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. You can see over here we have the new join button courtesy of YouTube, and also thankful to everybody who's a subscriber here, because that's the only reason they gave us a join membership button prematurely to support the channel before we got to 30,000 subscribers like they often used to do. So thank you for your support. Now, we're going to talk about this here. Remember I told you guys we had that stimulus package 1 for 2.2 trillion. Stimulus package 2 for 484 million that was allegedly supposed to help out you, me, and everybody self-employed, sole proprietor businesships, LLCs that have like 1 to 499 employees. Well, funny how this always works out, right? The 1%ers don't lose. You see this right here? $365 million. Publicly traded firms get $365 million in small business loans that were supposed to go to mom and pop businesses. But you knew the 1%ers were going to take care of themselves, right? I've been telling you about this before, so you're not surprised. But what are you going to do about it when you're not getting the 1,000? Or you're not even getting a stimulus check for 1,200? Don't count on it. Nobody's coming to save you. And even if you did receive the money, they're still not saving you, because that is not enough money for you to operate. If you got $2 million, $1 million, that would be enough money to operate a business. Okay? This is why they're not sending you that kind of money. They're going to send you 10,000, 5,000, 1,000, or nothing at all. Meanwhile, these publicly traded companies are getting 365 million combined. And never mind what they got on the 2.2 trillion package to begin with, or the 484 million or billion package the second time. And therefore, there's going to be a stimulus package 3. This is the greatest transfer of wealth. You have to understand what's going on here. You are the one that's going to be paying taxes. So how do you reduce your taxes? You form an LLC. You have your own business. So when you leave your house, when you leave your office, or go to your office, and you buy products, and you buy services, and you buy equipment, anything you buy for your business, anything you travel for your business is a write-off. That will reduce your taxes. Or, second option that I told you about, Darius and Carmen, the Wealth Masterclass for the Wealthy, where they put their money in insurance for the kids, the grandkids, and pay that insurance money. All that money that goes into that little insurance plan, you can borrow against for free. no taxes, and then use that money to invest and then pay back your own family bank. We've talked about this, but I just have to illustrate this more and more. While we're sitting here trying to stop struggling, they're making sure you're struggling. Who do you think's going to be paying back this 2.2 trillion, this 484 billion, this next 3.3 trillion? It won't be them. They're going to get tax cuts. They're going to get tax breaks. You're not. You're going to be paying for their tax cuts and tax breaks. Look at this disgusting thing. You want to call this a capitalist society? Call it what you want. This is socialism at its finest. Here it is right here. You can see all the headlines. But hold on. I wanted to mention something right here. Look at this right here. Companies with thousands of employees. Remember, you're only supposed to have been able to go 0 to 499. Past penalties from government investigations and risk of financial failure were among those receiving millions of dollars of the relief fund from Congress. You see this right here? One percenters helping themselves to your tax money, to the money that you deserve. You need to get up off the couch, start your own business. Start your own marketing business. Start your own affiliate marketing business, social media marketing business, digital marketing business, niche marketing business, Amazon FBA business, eBay business. I don't care. And don't play with me. And quit playing with yourself about this. Because I'm going to show you something. They're going to make sure that's going to be packaged up and make sure there's a tax cut, tax breaks built into it. Why? Because one percenters, they already have companies. They have corporations. Those tax cuts come in handy. It must be nice to receive, I don't know, 200 million, 20 million, 5 million and not have to pay tax on it or minimal tax on it. Come on, it's free money, but not to you or I. Now, the reason why I'm a little upset about this is a lot of us are out here working hard. You are sitting there saying, a lot of you may be out of a job. I want to show you something here. This 155.76 million people. Remember, I keep telling you there's anywhere from 150 to 180 million people that are employed in the United States, but yet there's 325 million bodies. That includes children, but there's 325 million bodies in the United States. Only half in 2018 had a job. Now, I don't know how many million are under 18, but the fact of the matter is, even if you said 60 million people was under 18, that means you would have 260 million or 250 million that would be eligible to have a job, and 100 million less of those. So where are these people? How are they living? Oh, don't close your eyes. They're living under bridges. They're living in a tent. They're living in parks. They're living on the riverbank. Come on. Why do you think people from outside the United States who are living in poverty, who earn less than $1 per day, they come to America and be successful? You know why? They live on $1 per day, third world country, no running water, no stoves, no hot showers. They come over here, they can go to the park and see running water, drink water, clean water. No wonder they have a little more get up and go about themselves and say, hey, you know what? I got to start something over here. This is unbelievable, the land of the gold. Meanwhile, the people that live in the land of the gold sit on their asses looking for handouts that aren't coming because you're not part of the top 10%. You want to sit down here and whine, bitch, cry. Nobody's coming to save you, people. Now, 155 million people were working in 2018. That's it. Look at here. 63, what percentage of the U.S. population is in the workforce? 63%. 2019, 63.1% of the American population is participating in the job market. So let me ask you something. If you have 155 million people working, this is 2018, so I'm going to use this number and I'll up it. Let's go to 180 million that I've talked about. You have 30 million people who just filed for unemployment. This doesn't include the people that had unemployment already. This doesn't include the people who aren't even included on unemployment because they never received unemployment. So do you really think there's 30 million people unemployed? No. Do you think there's 60? No. Why don't you think about 80 or 90 and you could be one of them? Out of this 180 million, half of the working population is sitting there out of work, have no revenue coming in. Do you not think this is going to have an effect on food prices? Are going to go up? Less food sold, more cost is going to be incurred. Supply and demand, ladies and gentlemen. Economics don't change for the lower 90%. You're still in a capitalist society. The top 10% in a socialist society. So, when you go down here and you say, hey, man, gas prices went up. I just saw the same thing I bought the other day for $1.50 is now $2.19. These little things like this that you don't pay any attention to, you're getting screwed. So doesn't it make sense that your game plan should be whatever it takes? I need to be going up the ladder, getting from the lower 20% to the lower 40% to the lower 50% and work my way up to where I'm getting close to the top 10% so you can take advantage of the gold, the land of the gold, the land of opportunity. That's all America is. It's a facade. It's a land of opportunity, but just because you're in the land of opportunity doesn't mean you're going to be anything. You have to put in the work. How many times have we said here, put in the work, and when you put in the work, you start today. You start the next day. You keep going and going another week and another month, and then it's another year, and you believe in yourself and don't listen to the naysayers because you already know the number. Half of the population works 9 to 5. And you're going to sit there and listen to people that work 9 to 5 and tell you you can't do something? Yeah. Imagine if Gates, Bezos, listened to their friends. And anyone else who's successful for that matter. If they listen to their 9 to 5 workers, hey, be safe, be sound, stay over here. Where would they be to this day? They wouldn't be top 10%. So you have to get in that mindset. Get in that millionaire mindset. You live in America. There's no reason for you to believe that you can't do something. You can be whatever you want to be in this country. Now, here's the other point. While those top 10 percenters and 1 percenters and corporations and entities are getting millions of dollars of your tax money to help them be successful, kind of easy to be successful when you're given millions of dollars, don't you think? Here we go right here. How many people in the U.S. earn less than $50K a year? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, in 2016 and 2017 and 2015 and 2018, it all hovers around the same number. 7 out of 10 Americans make less than $50,000 a year. And when you start breaking down the numbers, that's $4,000 a month. People. Have you looked to see how much it costs to rent a place lately? Buy a home lately? Well, guess what? If your household earns less than $50K a year, how wealthy do you think you're going to be when you can't afford a $300,000 house, a $250,000 house? Think about this. 70% of the population makes less than $50,000 a year. That's nowhere near top 10%, ladies and gentlemen. When you start doing the numbers, 7 times 300, that's 210 minimum. 210 out of 325 million make less than $50,000 a year. And as you know, 60% of the population makes less than 40. Somebody's going to have to start explaining to me how you plan on getting a game plan, because $1,300 a month for an apartment you will not qualify for. 60% of the population can't qualify for that because if you have a car payment, if you have credit card payments, you're going to be over the 30% threshold debt to income ratio. They're not going to allow you. So you're going to have to live in a lower income neighborhood. 1,100, 1,000, 800 a month. You put yourself in compromising positions. It's hard to be successful when you're in compromising positions. This is why there's such a thing as low income housing, low income neighborhoods, and why it's harder for people with less money to get out of that environment. Because it's not as simple as a middle class environment where you go, hey, I'm going to school today. I come home from school today. My parents fix me a little meal. We're sitting here chilling. Meanwhile, other kids on their way to school, they might get jacked. While they're at school, they might get jacked and no meal. On their way home, they might get jacked. When they get home, they might get jacked for playing in the front yard. There's a big difference when your environment may hold you down and you have other things to worry about. Just like in business, when you start your business, you got to stay focused on your business. If something takes you away from your business, then that means you're focusing on your business and the second thing, which now means you're not 100% or 90% focusing on your business. You're using your mind and other resources for the other event that's in your life. So imagine being there in an environment where every time you walk outside, you have to worry about your health. That's a big difference. Come on, people. Gotta wake up. People are counting on you here. Loved ones are counting on you. You gotta start somewhere. This turns into a motivational speech almost. All right, let's keep going here because this disgusting thing. Now, this was very interesting here. People who make $90,000 a year actually earn more than, you see this? 87% of the US population. I just want to let you guys know this is from 2019. You do realize that puts you 90,000 puts you in the top 13%. Oh, you didn't know that 90,000 is close to being a 10%er? I think that's attainable, ladies and gentlemen. What is that? $7,500 a month. So start building your bricks. Start building your future. Because the government is not designed to help you, not designed to save you. It's not designed to do anything other than give you opportunity to be in the 10% club. But so many people are sleeping, unfortunately. You don't have to be one of them. We're here at Stop Struggling Now. So here's what we do. We're sitting here day after day, week after week saying invest in this. Invest in yourself. Learn something. Not everybody has skills. I know. Everybody's sitting here saying, Eric, I don't have skills. I got you. Don't worry. Let's start with the first things first. Get your mind wrapped around what the top 10%ers do. They buy real estate. You say, Eric, I can't buy real estate. I'm in the lower 60%. And I say, hogwash. BS. What you're out here doing is you say, hey, Eric, I make $30,000 a year. I'm struggling. I say, you're probably right. But then you have to say, what's more important? Do I cut my expenses for a year to build something? Or do I keep going on this path where I'm living paycheck to paycheck? You might want to think about reducing your expenses. You might want to think about, well, you don't need a car loan, a new car loan. You might start thinking about, I don't need that new pair of, that new makeup line, that new things you have to cut. Think about when you go to the grocery store and you start thinking, yeah, I got 5 bags of chips, some candy, this, that, and the other, that has nothing to do with your nutritional items going in your body. You don't think like that, right? But just think from the jump, the clothes you go and buy. What if you cut back and by the way, look in your closet. I'm sure you have 30-day supply of clothes. Most people do. Don't realize it, but yet they're out there buying more clothes, ordering more stuff online. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I should say, and unfortunately I should have said this earlier, you do realize that even if out of 180 million people, even if 90 million people, half of the working population is out of a job, I hope you realize there's 90 million people that actually still have a job, which means they're still consumers, which means you can still sell to these potential customers, which means every time there's a downturn in the economy, when people are cutting their staff because there's less revenue coming in, this is the time when you should be targeting and figuring out what you can do. It costs less to advertise now. It costs less to acquire customers now. You have 90 million people out of work, and what do you think they're doing? They're looking on how to make more money some way, somehow. You got a service, you can make a product, whether it's an ebook, anything. There's millions of people out here who do finance for a living. There's millions of people out here who actually tell other people how to make money. But yet, they're not on YouTube, Instagram, any social media, extracting and using their knowledge. Don't be one of them. You have knowledge of something. Use it to monetize yourself. The wealthy always have a few things up their sleeves, and that is stocks. You've heard me talk about this for 2 months, 3 months now. Please hit the link down below and download the Webull app. Get your first free share of stock after you register. That means you have to, when they send you the email link to confirm your email, you have to go that far. If you deposit $100 or more, they give you a second share. If you want to go further, you can go to Robinhood, use their link, download and register with them. You don't have to deposit. They'll give you a free share of stock. Then when you share your link with friends and family and say, hey, why don't you go get your free share of stock and sign up and get familiar with the stock market and see how it works, and you will then get a free share of stock when they register if you sign up with Webull and Robinhood. And inside the app, there's invite links for friends and contacts. Come on. So you have they invest in stock market to create their wealth. That's why it's a big to-do. They invest in real estate because you have multifamily, you have rental income coming in. So again, this is why the real estate market is manipulated as well. Then you have your own business streams of income that you're going to set up, whether it's selling a product, service. So these are the kind of things you have to think about, even though you might be in the lower 20%, the lower 30%, the lower 40%, the lower 50% of the income earners in America. That doesn't mean the game is over. Your mindset has to change. That's all. It's that simple. Your mindset says, you know what? There's nobody holding me back. Those invisible barriers, those ones that say I'll use a perfect one. In America, you're a minority. How often do you hear somebody's holding me back? The man. Nah. The only one holding you back is you. You're blaming it on the man, but yet you're not sitting up here going, let me try. Let me try for 3 months. Let me try for a year. Let me try for 2 years. I'm willing to try this for 2 years. Let's see what happens. And that's right. The system is designed not to make it easy. In fact, the system puts minorities at a disadvantage. But what are you going to do about it? This is fucking 500 years. Are you serious? You know what game this is. You know what the playground is. So let's play. Don't use that as a crutch and an excuse. You should be sitting out here saying, you know what? I'm going to do this anyhow. You're not a victim. You're only a victim in your mind. So let's get out of here and let's stop playing with yourselves. If you need any help, you know where to find me. Eric at StopStrugglingNow.com. And I'll answer any emails. I'll try to help you out the best I can. And no, this is the no guru zone. I don't charge for consultations at the moment. If things get way out of hand, then of course it's supply and demand. I might do it one day. But right now, I don't charge for any consultations. I'm not a guru. I'm telling you how to make money. I'm telling you any advice I can give you from my let's just face it, 40 years, 30 years of experience. You win some, you lose some. Not all millionaires are successful. Hell, we have a president of the United States that claims he's a billionaire. Do you people know that he filed bankruptcy 5 or 6 times? Does that sound like it's so easy? And he's a trust fund baby. His dad gave him a $400 million empire. And he still had to file bankruptcy 5, 6 times. That ought to tell you something right there. This game ain't easy. It ain't for the mild, it ain't for the meek. But if you actually want to be somebody, you can't be mild or meek. You got to be a hunter instead of being the prey. So let's go. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for listening on the podcast. Thank you for sharing these videos. More and more people need to know about what's going on and why they're having difficulty. It's a setup. But you don't have to be any part of that setup. You can say, you know what, I'm going to join the 10% club. Makes your life a lot easier, ladies and gentlemen. So anyhow, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. So again, become an affiliate marketer if you have no skills. And again, if you have no skills, go to Fiverr. There's people there for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks that'll help you build a website, help you do images, help you create a logo, help you create a YouTube page, help you create an Instagram page. There's help out there. Even if you don't know your skills, sometimes you got to pay a little bit for it. And it's all a tax write-off in the end. If you designate this as business, you get to write it off. So, get in the game. And with that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.